then I'm going to go ahead and call to order the April 8th, 2021 Township of Abington Board of Commissioners meeting. And can we please start with our roll call?
Commissioners Thompson,
Here.
Here.
Ball,
Here.
Carswell,
Here.
Rothman,
Here.
Vaughn,
Here.
Myers,
Here.
Capone,
Here.
Bowman,
Here.
DePlacido.
Here.
Weingrod,
Here.
Vehy,
Here.
Schreiber,
Here.
Hecker,
Here.
Spiegelman.
Here. All right. If everyone who is able could please rise and join us in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We have one announcement and that is the Arbor Day proclamation. Liz, could you, if it's you wouldn't mind, could you pop that up on the screen? Or actually, I think Grace, whoever has control of the meeting, you could pop that up on the screen. All right. Here it comes. I saw it. I think it might have.
What?
I think you know what? I think it might have passed. I think it might be the third page.
Oh.
And my apologies for putting you on the spot. My old MacBook is doing one more.
Sorry.
There we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So this is a proclamation of the Arbor Day observance in Abington. Whereas the trees and other natural resources of Abington Township are fundamental elements in the vitality of our community. And whereas the urban forest of Abington Township provides us with immeasurable environmental, human health, economic, educational, family, and social benefits. And whereas in the month of April, an annual celebration of Arbor Day is held in Abington Township as part of the national observance and as part of our Shade Tree Commission and Environmental Advisory Council. And whereas all the people of Abington Township are invited to participate in our 2021 celebration and tree planting at Dennis Doherty Memorial Park, Abington, Pennsylvania on April 30th, 10 a.m. to noon. And now therefore be it resolved by the Abington Township Board of Commissioners that April 30th, 2021 is designated as Arbor Day. The board issues this proclamation calling upon the people of Abington Township to observe the day by joining in our celebration and by continuing to enhance the environment by planting trees in our community. Approved this 8th day of April, 2021 by the Abington Township Board of Commissioners. All right. Thank you so much. Now, moving on to our formal agenda. Let's see. Could you please scroll up just quickly to the Board of Commissioners agenda?
It should be there.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make an announcement that actually, Manager Manfredi, if you could help me out again, because I'm having trouble calling up the previous agenda on my ancient MacBook. The item that was originally published that has been removed from consideration. Could you please give me the number of that?
On the current agenda, sir?
On the agenda as previously published.
1 minute, sir.
I'm gonna again, my apologies for my technical issues. I'm attending to them on the fly. All right. Oh, here we go. I seem to have magically overcome the issues. I just want to make an announcement that in the originally published version of this agenda, under Board of Commissioners new business, the item listed as BOC-02-040821 is not actually going to be considered on tonight's agenda. Before we do get to the agenda, we will begin with public comment on agenda items. So I have to call up the participants list here. And if please let in the first attendee with her hand up.
Miss Lehman, you're unmuted.
Okay, so, I have asked you helped Commissioner Rothman with his technical difficulties. I've asked you again and again to open the mic briefly to help any residents who might want to test or make sure that their equipment is working. The inability to do the simplest things on behalf of the constituents in this township is just mind-boggling. So please, every meeting, open the mic briefly and see if anyone's having trouble getting on or wants to test that their hand being up works. I'd also like you to introduce new members like Grace. Okay, when new members come to the township, we need to know who they are and who we're working with and what their jobs are. So please introduce them. As you know, things are not getting posted on time, and this is a regular problem. And as you know, it's a violation of the Sunshine Law to give this brief a time for that many agenda items. A reasonable time to speak was decided by this board to be 3 minutes per item, not 3 minutes for 20 items. Okay, I would like to know when we're done which item was removed. I haven't found that number yet. Apparently it was removed. And we have had disappearing agendas in the middle of meetings. I would like to make sure that you tell somebody that's not appropriate. I was in the middle of a meeting looking for an agenda and it was gone. It was taken off of the township site. Molly Court should not be dedicated until they resolve their water problems. They may need to reconfigure the street. They may need to do something else, but there are water problems from Molly Court going on to other properties. And although the engineer got confused last time with Minot Road, Molly Court itself does have problems with their water going on other properties. So please resolve that before you dedicate the road. Old York and Susquehanna, that was one more example of the many, many properties that have had land use issues and no planning commission notice was given to the residents. Next time that comes to any meeting, please notify residents. Before this administration, and I don't know how far back, but we used to notify everyone of all meetings. The people that were the nearby neighbors got notified of all meetings. The mall, with the unbelievable amount of building that's going to go on there, those people are not getting notified of any of these meetings. And that's absolutely a disgrace. And the meetings are not being posted. Even though they are filmed, they're not being posted and aired so that people can go and catch up on something if they find out later. So please make sure that people know that this property that concerns them is coming up to a meeting. Okay, I don't understand how the Board of Commissioners is becoming a committee in and of itself. Okay.
Thank you very much. Your time has expired. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing your comments. I'm actually going to turn to Manager Manfredi with regard to that removed item before we begin our formal agenda. Manager Manfredi?
Yes, sir. Thank you, President Spiegelman. I just want to be, so that everyone is clear what you're referring to. What you're referring to removing from tonight's agenda was not previously removed from the agenda. You are referring to the Board of Commissioner new business item of BOC 02040821, which was authorized as a solicitor to enter into the stipulation regarding Bainbridge, Roslyn LLC. That is on the agenda, but I believe your announcement was that we would not be acting on that agenda item this evening.
You are absolutely correct. Thank you for correcting me. I sit corrected.
And just so everyone also knows, with respect to that other item on Molly Court, as the documents, I believe that our supporting documents indicate, Molly Court was a land development plan that was approved previously by the Board of Commissioners that includes the dedication of a road as part of that approved land development plan. This issue of motion to authorize advertisement for dedication is a follow through in the procedures of an already approved land development plan. That the circumstances related to stormwater will have to be addressed as a matter of post-construction enforcement. I just want everyone to understand that, since that is an agenda item and it did get confused last time with another project. I wanted everyone to understand what is in front of them this evening. And I could have made that announcement previously, but I was asked to mention it now, so I am. So with that, sir, I turn it back to you. I will not be addressing any of the other commenters' comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Manager Manfredi. Thank you again for your correction of my error. All right, now for the consent agenda, we turn to Ward 1 Commissioner and Board Vice President Tom Hecker.
John, there's another hand up on public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I closed my window. This is me on the iPad, folks. Please forgive me. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. We do have Natalie. She could please be let in, and thank you for noticing that, Vice President Hecker.
You're unmuted, Natalie.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So this is Natalie Sherstook, 1165 Deline Road. So I can't comment on so many agenda items. They don't all need commenting on it, obviously. But when you have over 17 agenda items, and according to your public comment policy, you're giving 3 minutes for 17 agenda items. I think you can all agree that that's ludicrous. There isn't anybody. This is why Ms. Lehman tries to fit in as much as she can in a 3-minute slot. It's really incomprehensible to me how you think that this is transparent and fair for the residents. These are challenging times, and they don't have to be as challenging as you have been making it. You have made it much more challenging than it needs to be. A lot of people can't tune in, might have computer issues, mic issues, whatever the case may be. This is no longer a declaration disaster state of emergency as you are continuing to make it be. There are plenty of municipalities that are open at this point. This is a pseudo emergency that you have continued to create. It's time to be open and transparent, because municipal governing is essential. It is essential that you have public participation. It is essential that you stop using this pseudo emergency to inhibit public participation. I would think you would want public participation in the long run. Maybe in the short run, it's a little bit more challenging and difficult for you to hear some things that the residents have to say. But after all, it should be a two-way conversation. And we should be able to more easily be included in this conversation. So, 17 agenda items in 3 minutes is ridiculous. And when this committee of the whole was first started, we were told it was going to be 5 minutes. Wow, that's a lot more minutes. Actually, it's not. We lost a lot of minutes as a result, because these committees are no longer being held. And we lost all these agenda item minutes for every agenda item on every committee. And now it's all lumped in. This is absolutely patently, ridiculously unfair. And I really think these committee meetings have to come back. I think this committee of the whole is just another way to insulate yourselves from the residents, and it's unfair, and it really has to stop. I don't even know how many attendees. I mean, none of this, the way this is presented, the way people are participating, we have absolutely zero knowledge of truly what actually is happening, who's interested, who's participating, how many people are logged on. It's not a good way of doing township business. It really.
Ms. Scherstuck, I'm sorry for interrupting, but your time has expired. Thank you very much.
Of course it is.
Very
Yeah,
much for your
of course it
comments.
is. Yeah. Mhm.
All right, now I'm going to take a more careful look at the attendees list before continuing. And thank you again, Vice President Hecker. All right, seeing no other hands raised, now we will move on to the consent agenda and Ward 1 Commissioner and Board Vice President Tom Hecker.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. I will be making a motion to approve this evening's consent agenda items A through I as listed in this evening's meeting materials, and I so move.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from commissioners? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, President Spiegelman.
Thank you, Vice President Hecker. Now we move on to, we have no unfinished business. So now we move on to the new business. And for Board of Commissioners new business, we turn again to Board Vice President, Ward 1 Commissioner Tom Hecker.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. We have two items of new business for the board this evening. The first is BOC-02-04821. This is a motion to authorize the township solicitor to enter into the stipulation of conditions with applicant Bainbridge Roslin LLC and Peter Tiborzio for certain conditions to be attached to the decision of the zoning hearing board for the applicant's application for the Roslin Valley Shopping Center located at 1331 Easton Road, tax map parcel number 30-00-14616-00-6 before the zoning hearing board on April 20, 2021, and I so move.
All right, so this item has been moved. Before anyone would second it, I'm going to turn again to Manager Manfredi.
I think the motion is to move it from the agenda so that it is not acted on this evening, but at a future date. He's just making a formal motion to remove it from the agenda, not to vote in the affirmative. So the motion is to move this from the agenda.
All right, so we do have the motion. Do we have a second?
You're not acting. You're not-
That was, I'm sorry, that was
Excuse me.
not the motion that was read.
Excuse me. The motion should be, so Mr. Hecker, if you would withdraw your motion, there was no.
Withdraw my motion and make a motion to remove this agenda item from this evening's agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been the motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments from commissioners? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And the second item of business is BOC-03-040821. This is a motion to adopt resolution number 21-008, ratifying the declaration of disaster and a state of emergency from March 25th, 2021 to April 8, 2021, and approving the declaration through April 15th, 2021, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from commissioners? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. That concludes our new business.
All right, now we're moving on to the new business of the Public Works Committee. And so we turn to Ward 3 Commissioner and Public Works Committee Chair, Drew Rothman.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. We have two items this evening. The first is PW 02-040821. This is a motion to authorize advertisement for an ordinance accepting the dedication of Molly Court roadway right-of-way. And I
Second.
so move.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from commissioners? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 aye,
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you. Our last item under the Public Works Committee is PW 03040821. Motion to adopt resolution number 21-010, an extension to the existing intergovernmental agreement, IGA, for the continued participation in the Wissahickon Clean Water Partnership for 2021, and I so move.
Second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from commissioners? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all we have for Public Works this evening. President Spiegelman, I'll kick it back to you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rothman. Next, we have the new business of the Land Use Committee. So we turn to Land Use Committee Chair and Ward 6 Commissioner, Mike Thompson.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. Land Use Committee has one item on the agenda for this evening, one that I'm pretty excited about, honestly. It's agenda item LU-05-040821, which is to consider a motion to approve the land development application LD-21-01, Aqua Pennsylvania, Inc., at the property address of 315 Chelsea Avenue in Glenside to upgrade and expand the North Hills Pump Station to implement a PFAS treatment system. And I so move.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from commissioners or the committee chair?
Actually, I'm going to jump in, Commissioner Spiegelman. I just want to thank everybody else on the board for helping us get to this point. And I ask for everyone's vote tonight in moving this project forward. This means a lot to the North Hills community and ultimately the Abington community as well, as we'll all be benefiting from non-detectable levels of PFAS in our drinking water. Thank you.
Many thanks for your work on this, Commissioner Thompson. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that concludes our land use agenda for this evening. Thank you, President Spiegelman.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Thompson. Moving on to the new business of the Public Affairs Committee and Ward 15 Commissioner and Public Affairs Committee Chair, Tom Bowman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Affairs has one item. This is PA 01-040821. It's a motion to approve an extension for the agreements by and between the Department of Community and Economic Development for the Multimodal Transportation Fund Grant, which supports the Old York Road, Susquehanna Road project until June 30th, 2022. And I so move.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. I'm going to make a quick comment because this pertains to the Old York Susquehanna project in Ward 11. Again, as everyone knows, this is a pandemic-related extension, and I certainly would very much appreciate everyone's support on this. Are there any other comments from questions or comments from commissioners? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's the end of our business.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Bowman. Now we turn to the new business of the Finance Committee and Ward 12 Commissioner and Finance Committee Chair, Matt Vahey.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. I'll turn to our treasurer, Jay Blumenthal, for his monthly report.
Thank you, Commissioner Vahey. I'll start out with the amount of real estate taxes we collected for the March of 2021. We collected $4,641,512 as compared to last year's of $5,195,482, which is a decrease of $553,970. Year to date, we've collected $5,795,035 with a balance to collect of $23,755,155. This difference of the $553,000 is most likely due to timing on processing and trying to get everything deposited into the bank by the end of March. As for the monies deposited into Republic Bank from the departments, we deposited last month, 8,128,198 as compared to last year of 9,349,724, with a decrease totaling 1,221,526. Year-to-date decrease is 1,800,287. That's my report. I'll entertain any questions.
Commissioner Thompson.
Thanks, Commissioner Vahey. Treasurer Blumenthal, with the tax deadlines being pushed back from April 15th to at some point in May, are we going to see that with the local taxes too? With the
You're
Berkheimer?
breaking. No, that does not include Berkheimer. That's local service tax only. Berkheimer is not on my report. They collect the earned income tax, if that's your question.
No, oh no. My question was, will the earned income tax deadline be pushed back a month following suit with the federal government and the state government?
From what I've been told by Jim Hunt, who's our representative, I spoke with him about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. They have to have permission of DCED. It has not been received as of yet to extend.
Okay, so as of right now, the Berkheimer tax deadline is still April 15th.
Correct.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. The next item on our agenda is FC-01-040821, a motion to approve the February 2021 expenditures in the amount of $2,883,811.85 and salaries and wages in the amount of $2,056,723.62, and authorizing the proper officials to sign vouchers and payment of bills and contracts as they mature through the month of May 2021. I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All right, hearing none, can we please have the roll call vote?
Commissioners Thompson,
Yes.
Brodsky,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Carswell,
Yes.
Rothman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Myers. Yes. Capone,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Placido,
Yes.
Weingrad,
Yes.
Vahey,
Yes.
Schreiber,
Yes.
Hecker,
Yes.
Spiegelman.
Yes, the motion carries.
Mr. President, that concludes the business of the Finance Committee for this evening.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Vahey. And now we will turn again to comments from the public on general matters. We have one hand up. If you could please kindly let the caller in.
Okay, so it's Laura Lehman, and as all of you know, I included you on the exchange that the letter that is necessary for one of the committee of the whole things was never even posted. And so the negligence that's going on in terms of the public's need, and we're the ones paying Mr. Manfredi and the team that he runs that is supposed to be putting this stuff out for us. This is just unconscionable. We have 5 minutes to expound on we don't know what, because we have no idea what's in the letter agreement that they are going to sign tonight. We want you to show the faces of all the people speaking. There's no reason we should be looking at a red screen and every other township is looking at their commissioners, their engineers, and the people participating. Even the public is allowed to participate in the other meetings. And there's no reason that we are being cut out. The mall has a possible 2,000 units or more that can be built there. And I can show you how, if some of you don't know it. But I think the uncanny silence that we had from our commissioners shows that most of you do know it. And you didn't want to ask any questions that would open the can of worms. And it is absolutely disgusting that we've had 6 meetings and Mr. Kaplan has not been required to say how much building could go there. He poo-pooed my assessment of it, and I have mine factually written out to show, but he's not been required to give a financial analysis, to give an analysis of all of the other systems, the sewers, the school analysis. None of that is there. He had one chart that showed he was giving $1 million and investing 100 million. It was unbelievable to see this, the way it's playing out in a situation that is going to change our township endlessly. I complained that the minutes did not reflect what I said, that they said she talked about taxes and they didn't say anything about the substance of what I said about taxes. Mr. Bowman then followed that up by saying, I like the minutes. They're done just great. I think we should keep them. They're just super. We can't have people like that in our township. We can't have people that don't care what's happening with the public and their access to their government. We had just recently some violent arrests that show us that we are not clear from the grand jury and everything else that we just went through. We still have corruption in this township, and we need access in order to be able to oversee what our township commissioners are doing. We need to know the cost of what Mr. Manfredi's building in that building. We need to have that information. It needs to be done in public, and it should have been approved. So
your time has expired. Thank you very much for
I would
your.
like you to let me know before.
Ms. Schurstuk also has her hand up, so if you could please kindly let her in as well.
You're unmuted, Natalie.
Thank you. So Commissioner Spiegelman, thank you for completely ignoring anything and everything I said in my last comment. That doesn't bode a vote of confidence of a resident actually being heard. It feels like it's going in one ear and out the other. So I think you might want to, if you're actually going to unmute someone and listen to what they have to say, perhaps actually hear what they have to say. It would be greatly appreciated. Again, it's just unjustified to continue doing business in this fashion. You have managed to successfully confuse people, keep them out of these meetings. You've managed to pass a lot of things that people won't even realize until they start seeing these buildings going up with wood frame, by the way, which how any of the commissioners allowed that to happen. Well, I can suspect how, and it is wrong. And residents aren't even aware of, and certainly people moving into those apartments behind Baderwood and whatever else is being considered for building with the Willow Grove. New residents aren't even going to be aware of how these buildings are being built. They're trusting this board to do the right thing. Nobody really thinks about is this a safe building I'm going in? They're assuming that our township wouldn't build anything that has any safety issues, and that apparently is not the case. So really, you've got to be more transparent. You've got to let residents know what is actually happening, and you know, you've got to open up. There's absolutely no reason to continue this pseudo emergency. There are plenty of CDC guidelines to safely open up. So many municipalities are open. Of course, ours is not, because it guarantees you a safe way to pass things. I can assure you, if you had in-person meetings in a safe manner with social distancing, that this Baderwood thing would never have passed, at least not the way it did, with so many unsafe features that seem to have slid under the radar. So, and lumping all these committee meetings, you've got meetings going into like 11 p.m. How are you going to expect residents, some of them are quite elderly, to participate? I mean, you've got to be more transparent. This is really unconscionable of you to continue doing business this way.
Thank you very much for your comments. Your time has expired. Thank you for sharing your comments with us. All right, I do not see any additional hands up. With that, we will adjourn this meeting, and then we will move on to the committee of the whole meeting. Thank you very much, everyone, and be well and stay safe.